Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, we'll be continuing our journey into Act 7, covering all of the easiest paths. If multiple paths are an option in the quest, I will cover them all. Remember that these are just what I found easier, and your roster and experiences may vary. So let's dive in. Act 7, Chapter 1, Quest Number 2, Breakout. That's enough of Act 7 being nice, onto something a little more challenging. We actually have two options in this quest. If your name isn't JobSchool-PW5II, we have the Red Skull path. Here, we have Special Delivery, Cosmic Avalanche, and Mixmaster. Special Delivery is the global we saw all the way back in 6.1.2, where you have to throw a special attack every 15 hits, or you will degen. And Mixmaster means that if you attempt the same basic attack twice in a row, the opponent will evade the second hit. Only hit the opponent when they are stunned, or bring champions with access to evade counters, and you really shouldn't have many issues here. Cosmic Avalanche is our third node, and it's purely advantageous. This will give Cosmic attackers a 40% fury for each unique buff on them for the duration of that special attack. Load up on some unique buffs, and enjoy the increased damage. We can use Odin pre-fights here to boost the cosmic damage even further. Odin himself is also pretty decent, if you have him at the right level, as he has access to True Strike, so an evade counter on his special 1, and loads of unique buffs. The path starts with Red Skull, who is a bit of a pain, but given he's the first champion on the path, we can just go in and out until we get a good run. After him, no one else really poses too much of a threat. The path ends with Emma Frost, but you can bring an armor break champion for her, and remember the reverse controls on her special attacks, and she becomes fairly simple. Our other option is the Red Guardian path. The fights on this path may take a little longer, for reasons that will become clear, but it's much less roster dependent. If you have no big cosmics, the other path is not going to be very good. On the Red Guardian path, we have Static Blast, Extinction Protocol, and Specialist 2. Static Blast we saw in 636 and 642. You will have 50% of your power drained when the opponent throws a special attack, and if you're hit by it, they will power burn you for all of your remaining power, meaning you'll be taking some extra damage. The damage isn't too bad, but nice to avoid it. If you block the special attack, you will still have your power burnt, but you will only take half the damage. Extinction Protocol we saw on the 633 Havoc boss, and grants the defender increased damage based on how much power you have. It will also increase their power gain by 15% each time they throw a special attack. Finally, Specialist 2 will increase your Special 2 damage by 50%, but reduce your Special 1 damage by the same. Combining this and Static Blast means that we'll need to get most of our damage from basic attacks, as specials won't be hitting very hard, and it's very unlikely you'll be getting to your Special 2 or Special 3 anyway. Really, any champion, though, can take this path. Champions that don't rely on their specials and have great damage or damage over time on their regular hits will do really great here. Angela, Colossus, Archangel, Nick Fury, Mole Man, buffed Mr. Sinister, and so on will do just fine. Power drain immune champions can also do very well, as they won't lose power from the node and can just benefit from the increased damage on the special 2. Gallon, Hulkling, Gladiator, or King Groot will be great here. There is a Bishop at the end of the path that does require a solid counter, but see the Bishop video for more details there. And the rest of the path is fairly simple. Make sure you can reliably dex Guardian Special 1 for an easier time versus him. And if this video is helping you at all, please get power drained by that like button. The boss in this quest will depend on the path you choose. If you chose the Red Skull path, then you'll be facing a Green Goblin boss, and here you'll find Red Lining, Power Reserve, Cramping, and Debilitate. Debilitate makes Green Goblin's personal debuffs last twice as long, and Cramping means that if you have a weakness on you, your power will be slowly drained, and every time you hit Green Goblin, you'll be taking a fairly big chunk of damage. Don't get hit by Green Goblin special attacks, and these nodes don't matter at all. Green Goblin cannot inflict his weakness through your block or anything like that, so don't get hit and you'll be fine. Red lining means that you will be gaining double power once you are above 1 bar, but if you hit 75% of your max power, you'll be drained to 0. Easier access to special 2s, but no special 3s. Finally, power reserve means specials will cost half as much for both champions. You don't really need any one special for this fight, but we have a few options to make it easier. Human Torch will ramp his Smolders super quickly from Green Goblin's Special 1 lasers. Red Magneto will have a 70% chance to not get drained by red lining, and given Green Goblin's metal, you should be able to end the fight in 1 special 3. And finally, some strong shruggers like Kingpin, Zemo and Moleman will provide a safety net if you do get caught by Green Goblin specials, but again, anyone could work. If you took the Red Guardian path, you'll be presented with a Rhino boss. He has Tantrum, Power Shield, Bubble Shield, and Matador. Matador we saw versus the 635 Mysteria boss and the 645 Hydra Adaptoid boss. The only way for you to gain power is by gaining 1 bar at a time whenever they throw any special attack. Bubble Shield produces your block proficiency each time you block a hit, and after 10 hits, the next hit from the defender will be unblockable whether it lands or not. If they'll do a dash in, and it's unblockable, you will be safe, even though the Bubble Shield counter still says 10. Power Shield we have seen many times before. Your basic attacks deal no damage, but your specials deal 400% more damage. Damage over time effects triggered will still work fine, and if you trigger them on the special attack, they may keep the 400% damage boost even once your special has finished. Tantrum, however, is a brand new node. When you hit Rhino, he gains charges. Knock him down, and all those charges are removed, and you take a fair burst of damage. From my testing, each charge explodes for about 1500 damage, and given he gains 1 charge on every single hit, that's a lot of incoming damage. However, if you inflict a concussion, disorient, enervate, or taunt debuff, all of those tantrum charges are instantly and safely removed, and Rhino can't gain more for the duration of that debuff. These aren't the most common debuffs, but we still have many good options. Cassie Lang, Guardian, Emma Frost, Mr. Fantastic, Scorpion, Spider-Ham, Stealth Suit Spider-Man, Nick Fury, Hit Monkey, Anti-Venom, Massacre, Overseer, Titania, Luke Cage, Ronan, Joe Fixit, and so on will all do just fine here. If you have high enough damage, and you need a lot of it, you can just ignore Tantrum and burst Rhino down before you run out of health, but that is up to you. Maybe Cosmic Ghost Rider could do it, but it's probably going to be Awakened Corvus or Hercules if you want to go down this path. For our team, let's start with the Red Skull path. Red Skull himself needs a solid counter, maybe 2 boss options, but after that we should have a few spare slots for the path. Any champions with lots of unique buffs will do great. For the boss, I'll be starting with Torch and bringing Mags as my backup option. For my Red Skull counter, any solid armor break champion will do fine, but I'll be bringing Venompool. He has the most unique buffs in the game, as far as I'm aware, so I'll be able to use him for other fights as well, and versus Red Skull with all those armors, he is practically immortal. For both support and general use, Odin has plenty of unique buffs, access to True Strike, and his pre-fights can buff other champions, so he'll be number 4. And for number 5, a fun option in Red Goblin. He interacts very well with the extra furies given by the nodes, but you do kind of need to get to Special 2 to benefit from that, so we'll get there slowly to avoid the degen. I strongly considered bringing Venom here over Red Goblin instead. Both would work just fine. For the Red Guardian path, we don't really need anyone special apart from a Bishop counter, so again I'll be starting with the boss. Nick Fury will do just fine here, spam Special 1 and there's no issues, and we can also use him on the path. Slot 2 goes to Guardian as backup for the boss. He has Taunt on his Special 1, so we'll just be spamming a lot of that, and then maybe trying to close it out with a big Special 2. For the path, Colossus will be great, and we can use him for Bishop as well. Omega Red will do okay on the path, but his synergy with Colossus is why he is taking slot 4. For the last slot, I thought about bringing Archangel as a good all-rounder for the path, but we could use a non-metal option to deal with White Magneto on the path, And whilst we could bring Torch again, I think Gladiator would be a lot of fun. He's also Power Drain immune, so we get an extra benefit there. Fairly soon after this video goes out, I will try and get up a short commentated video of me going through this path with the exact teams I suggest. It'll be much more relaxed, but should hopefully give you some more insight into how I look at getting around these issues. I will answer any popular questions from this video in that video, so please leave yours down below. As always, remember that this is story content, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you get stuck here and find yourself spending lots of resources, stop and focus on something else. The monthly event quest and side quests are great places to pick up materials, shards and units, as are battlegrounds and the arena. So, that's it. Everything you need to know to clear all of 7.1.2. I've got many things in the works, including 7.1.3, another couple of crystal opening videos, and there was a request from the Discord for a 7-star rank 2 OG Storm showcase, so I'll look into doing that fairly soon as well. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. I also have a Discord server, so please go and join that. A great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and as long as I'm awake, I do my best to be there as much as possible. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, and please do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you, and I will see you next time.